Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the return of Framing Markets, and we're going to look at this upcoming Wednesday for Sandown. What better thing to do late on a Monday night than to frame some markets for the racing on Wednesday? And yes, Trevor, this is happening tonight, and I can't wait to get stuck into it. The last two Framing Markets videos we did, I think, was for Rosehill and Ipswich. As soon as we went into state, no winners found, hardly any winners found. So I thought, let's give it a rest. Let's bring it back for Sandown when the races are a little bit of less quality this time of year. So if you haven't watched one of these before, basically what we do is we go on the racing and sports, we get their ratings, we chuck a number in there, and you can see the key here of how we rate them. And these ratings come based off my own interpretation of the ratings, and then we can adjust them based off, well, this is what I do, just off trainer and jockey and gear changes and speed map. Only take away a few points for the speed map if the map looks a little bit hard. So we might as well get straight on with race one. So what we do is we sort the letting you know video audio clear. Oh, thanks, Guy. Thank you. I thought first read that message, I thought someone was wrong, but thank you. All right, let's go. So what we do is we find from saddlecloth number 1 to 8, and then we just go off there. So number 1 has a good peak rating, and it's past 3. Last start wasn't great though, so I might give this horse a 16. I might think it's a chance. Well, I do think it's a chance. PayPal Wars, pretty good stuff. I might give it a 32. War Songs, nah. I'm going to put that as can't win. 1. Heaven Forbid. Had a good rating first up. What did it... Or back here behind I Gotcha beating June Ho. This horse presents a bit of X Factor. I'm going to give this a 64. I'm gonna go high. Give it a 64. Thoughtful Woman... I'm going to give it a 12. Cat Noir, pretty good. I don't know whether to give it a 48 or a 64 for Cat Noir. I'll give it a 48. Quaff Tide, pretty good also. Give it just higher than Mikazuki. I'll go 20. And then Time to Chat, also pretty good. I might give it a 24. So that's the first bit done and dusted. Then what I normally do is I normally go to the new rules, but instead I'm going to go to enhanced form on racing and sports. That should load up. And then there's these little jockey and trainer ratings here. And if you sort the jockey ratings just like that, it gives you the top jockeys at the moment. And I don't worry about this hot stuff. I just want the ratings. So we're going to give an upgrade to the rides of Damien Lane, Carleen Heffel, and Mark Zara. So heaven forbid, I'm going to put it up. I'm just going to put them up by 4. So 68. I'm going to put this up by 14. And who was the other one? PayPal Wars. I'll put it up to a 36. And then I'll do the same for trainers. So Mar Eustace and Price Kent will go up. So I'll make that a 28. I'll get PayPal Wars up to a 40. And heaven forbid up to a 72. I'm not going to bother with the trainers down here, the low striking trainers. Just not going to bother. It'll be too time consuming. So then we go to RaceNet, where tongue tie first time for heaven forbid. That could improve it slightly. So I'm going to give it a slight increase, maybe to 76. And then, what am I doing now? Speed map. So there's only 8 horses, so it might not apply in this race. But it doesn't look like anyone's disadvantaged. Maybe apart from Mikazuki, who might have to get back. I might retract that horse only slightly to 14. And then that looks done. So what I'm going to do now is go to the real market and fill in the numbers. So 12, 4.2, 151, 3.1, 8.55, 51, 3.6. And then we can find the value. So hold on a second. I'm just going to try something here. So the market's equal to 126. So this all should be right, but it doesn't look right. Or maybe just because I haven't done it for a long time. So okay, I know why. So my market is set to 100%. This is set to 100%. Those are my odds. And the market's set to 126.56. So these numbers here will add up to a negative number. There you go. Negative 26.56 because that's the this minus this. So value is quaff tide. And for the 6 of you that are watching at the moment, thank you. If you can't watch through the whole thing live right now, I will do a staking plan at the end once I've done all the races. So you can just, look at that if you can't make it through the whole live stream. But it looks like from the first race, I'm pretty similar to the market, bar one, which is Quaff Tide, who finished 7th on debut, but had a decent rating first up. I've rated it $12 chance. It's paying 50 to 1. So, yeah, that looks good. All right, now we move on to race 2. So, it's going to go ratings, trainer and jockey, gear changes, speed map, final market. Sort by estimated computer rating. And we go down to number 1. Balabushka. I'm going to give it an 8. And away we go again. Expose down here has got a pretty good peak rating. Oh, I don't know. I might give them both 12s. Warmosa is here. It's done all right also. I'll give that 16. Amerigo Man better. I'm going to give that horse a 32. Friend of Honor? Friend of Honor. That's pretty close as well. I'm going to give that horse a 28. Leonardo is going to receive a 12. I'm going to give it a 12. Salchow. That's actually rated better than Amerigo Man. So I'm going to give that horse a 36. I'm going to give it a 36. Silver Hammer. Its peak rating's pretty good, but its last couple haven't been too great. So I'm only going to give it a 12. A few of these horses are on 12. Peak. Oh, I can actually check. That's what I got this up for. Are we up to race 2? Yeah. Farcra for Chris Waller. Oh, they're all from they're all interstate. No, overseas. So this could be a little bit of a dodgy rating. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trust it. This horse could do anything. I'm going to put it on a 48, but I'm not too sure how to rate that horse. French Flirt has got a pretty good. Oh, this was because of its run behind Taj Need, but apart from that, hasn't been great. So I'm only going to give it a 4, I think. And then we go to Bel Inferno, who hasn't been too bad. I'm going to give Bel Inferno a 20. Princess Pia, big chance. I'll give it 60. I'm going to give it, I don't know, 96. I'm going to give it a 96. And Steel Impact, not great. Unlikely 4. Or I'm going to give Princess Pia a little bit more. Just because I feel like it. 112. Okay, now we'll go to some trainer and jockey ratings. So, Childs, Heffel, and Zara are going to get the nod. I can just check on Racing and Sports who they're on. So 1, 10, and 8 will all get upgrades. 1, 10, and 8. Then same with trainers. So I'm not gonna do the hot stuff. I'm just gonna do the ratings. So Hawks, and Eustace. All the Eustace horses will get upgrades. So 2, 5, 11, 12, 13. Roughly, that's what it'll equate to. Then we'll go to RaceNet, go to race 2, scroll down to the bottom to see if there's any gear changes. Warmosa Winker's first time could sharpen that horse up, so I'm going to put that up to a 20. Crossover noseband for Friend of Honor, maybe a slight upgrade, it can help slightly. Then Silver Hammer, Blinker's first time's a high percentage play, so I'm going to bump that horse up to a 20. I'm going to go 22. And what else is there to do? Speed map, is there any? Now, I don't give advantages to horses that look like they're going to map well. I just take away points from horses that look like they're going to map poorly or going to have trouble getting to a position. So, have no idea where the international sits, but it looks like Salchow is going to have a hard time, number 7, and number 6, Leonardo. Possibly 11 slightly. So 6, 11... 6 will go down to an 8, 7 will go down to a 30, and what was the other one? Bel Inferno, maybe slightly back to 20. Alright, so that's the final market for me. So now we'll go to the real market, and we'll fill it in ourselves. So we'll go 26, 34, 26. 3.4, 31, 26. It's meant to be 31. 4.6, 14, 6. 251. 7.5. 5, 50 to 1. And now we look for some value. So looks like Princess Pia is a good price at $5, and then I'll put in red the ones that I've found to be, well, in my opinion, under the odds, which is the top 2 in betting, Amerigo Man and Salchow. So out of that race, I'd probably want to be with Princess Pia. Alright, we'll move on to race 3 now. This is not a maiden, so we should have some more trustworthy ratings. I think this is a fillies and mares 70 over 1,000 meters. Okay, 1, Berry Bubbly. I'm going to give that horse a 32. It looks a good chance based off the ratings. 2, the Gov. has been pretty poor of late. I'll give it an 8. Arctic Fairy, where's that horse? Down here. Its best of last 3 is good, but that was for its win on Saturday level. I remember that from the winter months. I'll see what it did last start to warrant such a poor rating compared to everyone else. Ran on a good 4 behind Sandown at Flemington. It must have pulled up lame or something here, so I'm just going to discard that. I'm not sure how to rate it now because its best is well clear, but I don't know. I might just give it a 32, the same as Berry Bubbly. Who Shot Susie will be probably a 12. Sparkling Blue be about the same as Berry Bubbly, but it's first up, so it might not be as ready as Berry Bubbly, so I'll give it 24. Cute As is first up. What did it do at its when it ran third? I want to see what that was. I was behind Frilled on that night. What's it called? The night where Frilled won. So they've rated that. Oh no, it would have been for this one because it was in a good race behind Cardigan Queen. That's what skewed the ratings a bit. So no, it'll get rated off its close towards its 30. So I'm going to give that horse just an 8, I reckon. Or maybe even a 6. Prancing Queen down there did something good at its best of last 3. Can't remember what it was, but must have been this run behind Lempicker. But last start, it got a 28 for... It's the same race behind Sandown at Flemington. I'll give it a 16, but not too sure. Great Mama. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to give that a 48. Pretty good. Might have a bigger ceiling, Great Mama. I might give it a 64. Innocent Enough. It's been okay, but not great. I'll give it a 12. Give it 12. And finally, Bush Christmas. Yeah, not been great, so I might give it a 6 as well. Okay, now this will take a while to do 8 races, but this is how we find value. We have to cover all areas of form and ratings. So points go to D Lane, Jordan Childs, and Celine Gaudry on 3, 7, and 9. And then Friedman, Ellerton, and Ellerton get the nods on 3, 7, and 8. Adonis Kick ready to go. We're about to find out in race, whatever the benchmark 64 2400 race is. I think it might be race 6. We'll figure it out then. But I was keen on Adonis Kick on Saturday before it came out, so we'll see. Have I finished the trainer and jockey stuff? Yes, I have. So we go RaceNet, we go race 3, we go gear changes first, and then speed map. So gear changes, no gear changes, don't need to worry. Speed map, Great Mama might have to do a little bit of work, it looks like, from its gate. So I'm going to retract that all the way back to a 60. I don't like that very much. Berry Bubbly looks a little bit awkward out there, doesn't it? I'm going to give that horse a slight decline to 28. Cute As looks a little bit wide around there, so I'm going to bring that back to a 4. Okay, now we go real market and try and see what we've come up with. So it goes 5, 18, 6.5. And then 10, 18, 8. Was that 8 or a 5? That was a 5. 15, 2.9, 14, 81. So I've got Q days as unders, and we have value with Sparkling Blue. Can't remember what that horse did. It must have been good last time in the best last 3 column. And maybe, well, Arctic Ferry I didn't really know how to rate, so I might just leave that as blank. But at the moment, Sparkling Blue looks to have the edge in terms of prices. It's 4 from 16. It's got Dan Stackhouse on. It's 2 from 5 first up. You know what? I'm happy with that. I think just based off this, Sparkling Blue, I'm happy. I'm happy with my selection. It might be better suited over Further, and it might just need to run fresh, but goes well fresh, apparently, according to its record. We now move on to race number 4. We're nearly halfway through this fabulous Sandown card. And, we're not going to jockeys and trainers first. We're going to ratings. Thank you, mate. Thank you, FC. We'll see. Well, I won't see you tomorrow, but you can see me tomorrow. Computer ratings sorted. Okay. What are we going to do here? Far Enough. I'm going to give that horse a 2. I struggle to see it winning based off those ratings. 2 Stars Barwin. One of the biggest horses I've ever seen, Stars Barwin. That horse is massive. But I'm only going to give it an 8. Big Watch. Now, I want to review this, but I'm pretty sure those couple of high or low 40 ratings are based off a few Saturday runs. Yeah, Kresick and behind Varvia at Caulfield. That might be a good thing. It might be a good thing. I'll give Big Watch a 64. It's $1.15 at the moment against Stars Barwin and Far Enough. Looks a big chance. 4 Manhattan Thunder, last start Valley winner. Looks to be a chance. Machinist. Nah. I'm going to give that horse a 2. Triumphantly. Nah. I might even give that horse a 1. Gee, we're going to have some value in this race, I'm pretty sure. Silver Waves, I'll give a little bit higher than Manhattan Thunder. I'll give it a 24. Gold Manica. Nah. 1. Preconi. It's got ability. I'll give it 12. It's not totally impossible. Tanto. I'll give it a 32. Birdies Galore and Face the Jury. Birdies Galore's got... And then I'll just check both of them because not too sure what I'm going to give him. So Preconi, it's probably been rated off this flying on a limb run because it was on a Saturday meeting. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4. And Face the Jury got a good rating for its... No, I'm looking at the wrong horse. Still, I might only give it an 8. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong horse. I thought it was Preconi. Face the Jury, that Lempica race was probably where it rated pretty highly on. Put up with an issue put up with an issue at Mornington because I was there that day and I was on it and I wasn't too happy. I don't know, 40. I'm going to give it 40. Do you take into account the wet track in terms of past form or upcoming? If you're talking about upcoming, it looks to be a good track, but the ratings are all adjusted based off track condition on racing and sports. So if it's a good track, the rating will be a certain rating, but if it's a wet track or it's soft ground, it'll be adjusted based off the track condition, usually by the penetrometer rating, because that's usually pretty accurate. So yeah, it's all I think I'm pretty sure it's all accounted for in terms of the wet track. What are we doing now? We're doing trainers and jockeys. 25 minutes into the stream, and we've done about upcoming. When I go to the end and do my staking plan and there's forecasted to be rain, then I will probably have a look at the wet form and decide whether to put that horse in my staking plan. So yeah, I will take into account the wet track, but doesn't take into account the wet track ratings of a certain horse, which can be improved. But luckily for this upcoming Wednesday meeting, it's going to be a dry track unless the track manager completely stuffs it up. 3, 10 and 12 will get upgrades. All the top raiders and trainers, Ma Eustace and Jason Warren getting up there for 7, 9 and 8. Not going to increase this by much, maybe 2. Now we go gear changes. Far enough. Crossover noseband off. Standard race tips. Not quite sure what that is, but I give pretty standard race tips. I tip quite a lot of favourites and they normally don't win. So Far enough has got me off again. Your tipping is going to be soft, Trevor. I think it's forecasted to be 25 and not a cloud in the sky, so it'll definitely be a drying track on Wednesday. I'll have to see how that goes. Far enough, I'm not going to adjust because I have no idea what the standard race tips are. Big watch, blinkers and gelded. That's the ultimate gear change. I'm giving that I'm getting 84. That's the first number that flew into my head, 84. So I'm going to stick with it. Machinist earmuffs first time. Give it a 3. Can go up slightly. And then triumphantly blinkers first time will help. I'm going to give it up to a 3. Now we go 18, 13, 4.6, 5, 19, 81, 16, 18, 10. Yeah, I agree with you, Sky. I reckon it'll be a good 4 by the time it gets to race 1 and might even get an upgrade. Probably get an upgrade during the day. 100 mils of rain. Well, there you go. It has been raining everywhere. It hasn't stopped raining here. It didn't stop raining yesterday at Mornington. So it's a soft 6 at the moment, I'm pretty sure. But because they've had a bucket of rain, I assume it'll probably be a heavy track. So you never know. But they might not water it at all until the race day. So you never know. And yeah, Stony Creek's off already. So yeah, you never know. But when the time comes, we'll make the decision as I get back to what I was doing. Big watch in green. I'm going to put Manhattan Thunder in red. That horse looks under the odds. And Silver Waves in red. That horse looks under the odds. And Face the Jury has come through. It's actually paying $17 and I've rated it about $5.60. So there's 2 horses that we can follow into race 4. So all the staking plan stuff will come up at the end of the live stream when I've done every race and I'm confident I know which ones to put in a staking plan, which I'm confident enough to do, but that'll be coming up. Race number 5, we are officially halfway through the Sandown card. It's taken 30 minutes to get through 4 races. It's most likely going to take 30 minutes to get through the last 4, but I think there's a field of 17 upcoming, so might have our work cut out. This race looks a lot more even. Midnight Glow, I'm going to give a 16. This race might be low in numbers in terms of these numbers. Bavarian Lady, I'm only going to give it, I'm going to be that strict. I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to be a little bit strict. Oh, thanks, Trevor. Thank you. I look forward to it as well because I've no idea what I'm doing yet. Tapa Kapal will... I'm going to give it the same as Midnight Glow. Galactic Fury. I'm going to give it 16 as well. This race is going to be very even. I might not even have one in this. Miss Jenny Lynn, I'm going to retract slightly. I'm going to give it an 8. Miss Keeler, 6. Fastilia, pretty good. Moral. Very promising horse. I saw it at Mornington last start and I was all over it. It got smashed in and it ran second. How fun. Sailor's Brook, not bad. I give it an 8. I'll give Moral a 4. The Devil in Her. Oh, I remember that horse. That horse hasn't run for a long time. I'm only going to give it I'm going to give it a 10 because I don't really know how it's going to go first up. Impending Diamond only looks like a 4 to me, and Eloped only looks like a 2 or so. So I've marked Vasilia favourite at $5 before adjustments, so this could be interesting. Trainer and jockeys and speed maps, and I forgot to do the speed map for race 4. Didn't I? Should I go back and do it? I'm going to. Alright, going back to do the speed map for race 4 because I completely forgot. Looks like Big Watch might have a little bit of trouble from out there, and Birdies Galore. Birdies Galore back to a 4. Big Watch, I'm going to have to go all the way back to a 72. I got a little bit excited with that 84, I think. Silver Waves might be way out the back. I'm going to put Silver Waves down even more. There we go. That looks better. Okay, now we get on to our trainers and jockeys for race number 5. So, Celine, Mickey D, Billy Egan on 3, 7 and 10. 3, 7 and 10. Trainers, who gets the nod here? Mar Eustace own all of them. So it's just I'm just taking the top 3 unless they're equal. So in this case, Mar Eustace own them all. And we'll go to gear changes. Remember to do speed map this time. Final market against my market, and then we'll see how we go. Midnight Glow's changed colours, it looks like. Tapa Kapal, Winker's first time. That'll sharpen it up. 24. Galactic Fury blinkers again. And Miss Jenny Lynn blinkers, winkers again, I think. Yep. Speed map time. Moral looks to be unsuited out there. So does Sailor's Book. Might have to do a bit of work. And Barbarian Lady. So downgrades coming for 2, 8 and 9. 2, 8 and 9. Impending Diamond. Maybe Galactic Fury down slightly back to 20. That's going to do it, I think. Now we'll go to actual market. 726, 4.2. 10, 12, 23. 4.8. 9, 13. 4.6. I actually forgot to add Devil in Her up too. For the Billy Egan. I think I did that wrong. 34 and 61. So there should be... So the main value here is with Galactic Fury. But it's not a great deal, only 4%. And everything else, all bar 2 that are slightly unders. So I've rated Vasilia on top. It's a very even race. This is a very even race. I've said Galactic Fury may be slight overs. But it's a very even race. It's not like, yes, I'm storming into that. What's happened here? Way, there we go. Fixed it. Alright, we'll come back to that at the end when we do our staking plan and all that. So, race 6. This is a field of 17 for a 2,400 meter race. That surprises me a little bit. Number 1, Hot Suspect. I'm giving an 8. Time to be a little bit harsh. Northern Barrage has got a good best last 3 rating. I want to see what that is. Where did it get that from? The SA Derby. Okay, so this is a little bit of alarm bells. Group 1 race, but it's not really a Group 1 field. It's just a bunch of the best 3-year-olds. So I'm going to rank it off its last start run at the Valley, which is a 35. So I might give that... I'm going to give it a 16. This race is going to be even. I can already tell. Yeah, this race is going to be even. I'm giving Pittsburgh Pirate a 16. Trainers and jockeys and gear changes and speed map will have a big say in who I mark favourite and where this goes. I'll stay on my chest, guy. I haven't checked the prices at all before I've started this live stream. I don't know the prices until I go into that TAB tab. That's the same thing. And look at them. So, where am I up to? Adonis Kick. About the same as Northern Barrage. I'm going to give it a 16 as well. Untethered. I'll give it an 8. Fifi Blue. It's up there, but not great. 16. This is, look how even this is. 4 Guns Are Blazing. Piercing Sky. Yeah, not much. I'll give it 2. Tewkesbury. Now, this horse could do something. I'm going to give that horse a 24 or 32. I'm going to go 24. Give it a 24. Musgrave. Also pretty good. I'll give that a 24 as well. That's 25. Red Columbine. 6. Ali Rock. 3. No matter what. Almost a 2. But I'm going to be a 3. Larson Bay. Not bad. 16. Unusual Pearl. What's this going to be? Pretty good. I'm going to give it a 16. Jenny Contessa. Its best last 3 was good, but its past hasn't been so great. So what has it done? I'm going to scroll down until we see... What's its name? Jenny Contessa. Probably this run. Um, 8. Sweet Bella. Nah, not great. 4. I might give Jenny Contessa 6. Okay. 17 horses out the way. Now time for adjustments. Back at Sandown, the fairest racetrack in Australia, in my opinion. How good is it? Okay, so 2, 3, 5 all getting upgrades. $16 could be a bit more than that. Well, it has ranked very similarly to all the horses I've put 16, so I'm going to leave it as a 16 unless it gets, well, it's got nothing from here. So we'll See how it goes in the end, Sky. So Mar, Eustace, Dwyer, and Prushka. So 1, 3, and 10. Leave it 1, 3, 10. I've rated the favourite as an $8 chance. That's how open I've marked this race. So maybe stay out is the prediction. Flemington's the fairest. Yeah, it is pretty fair. But I like Sandown the best because Crimson Light's won there. So that makes me a bit biased. Alley Rock Earmuffs off first time. Larson Bay Blinkers off first time. Okay, Larson Bay I might give a little upgrade to. But only slightly. I might give it up to 18. Unusual Pearl Visors off. Does that help it at all, Sky? Visors off? You know what? Just because you're here, Sky, I'm going to give it a +1. I don't think Visors off helps as much as what Blinkers and them do, but I'll give it a +1 for you. Speed maps. Here we go. Sweet Bella gets right back. I don't like that. Down to 2. Untethered's going to have to do some work from there. I'll give that back to a 9. What else can we do? 3, 7, and 12, slight downgrades. That's going to do it, I think. All right, here we go. So we're going 26, 4.2. This is going to take a while for 17 horses. 11, 12, 34, 26, 16, 10, 4.8, 15. Whoops. $51, 26, 11. 21, 51, 41. So where's the value to be found? Definitely not Northern, but I've marked them all pretty similarly. I don't really know, but yeah, I'm going to put Northern Barrage in red. It's over 10. The best Fifi Blue I might put in green. That'll be it. What's Fifi Blue done that I was... Because it was up the top. I think it was up the top with about like the last start ratings of 35 and all that. And it's $34. Ran behind... It's had the right form lines behind like Miss Tarzi and all them and Musgrave. It might be a tad over the odds. We peaked at 10 viewers. I remember that. Now we're down to 1. So I'm pretty sure that's Sky High Horse Racing. So we know which channel member or channel subscriber is the most loyal. Race 7. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. We can nearly do the staking plan. We can nearly make our final consensus. And we can nearly end. But we've got to get through 2 races first and use our brain to form up a staking plan. Yep, Unusual Pearl, not in the minus. $21 might be a little bit over the odds for that horse. Mickey D and McAvoy's are pretty good. What are we doing? Samedi, I'm going to give it 32. Good start. Fighting Arrow. Sky Horse Racing, yes. It's got the muscle thing. He's the real deal. Well, doesn't look like it, so I might only give that horse a 2. Why is my mouse doing that loading thing? That means something's wrong. Pearl Rain. 8. Blue Cup. 25. 4. Plus 70 minus 64. 6. I forgot what horse I was up to. Think and Fly. No, I think that horse is gone. Don't know why it's still running. Used to be a good horse. A Wash. 16. Flying, not Mascot. Flying Basil. 4. Move for Lex. I'm only going to give it a 14. I'm only going to give it a 14. This is the only race I've checked the market for, and it's Move for Lex was the favourite, I'm pretty sure, so it's going to be way under the odds. Gotta be savvy. It's got a best last 3, which was good. It was good first up, same as Move for Lex though. I don't know. I'm going to give them the same. I'm going to give them both 16 because I know that their runs at the end of last prep were over 2,400 and this isn't 2,400. This is only 1,800. So, yeah. I remember the day Think and Fly wouldn't go straight, but wasn't that the race that De Graves just went boom on it? But yeah, De Graves is with mailbags now, so it should have a good future. Or I think it was prepping to run, then it didn't run. Lavish Thinker, I want to review. Going to the VAR, going to the ARC to review Lavish Thinker. That was behind First Immortal. It only finished 2 lengths behind First Immortal, but it had a lightweight. Had a half a kilo more than King's Crossing and beat it. It's decent form. What am I going to do? I'm going to give it a 16. That's what I'm going to do. And Star Vega. Star Vega. Yeah, 4. Okay, trainer and jockey adjustments. Yeah, De Graves laid in on Think and Fly that day. Damien Oliver was definitely on Think and Fly. Can't remember who was on De Graves. Might have been Jai McNeil or someone like that. Move on to jockey and trainer stats. D Lane, Celine Gaudray, and Move for Lex. Billy Egan. 1, 7, and 9 are getting upgrades. 1, 7, and 9. Trainers. That's Stokes, Eustace, and Ma. It's going to be just Ma soon. And Besutton and Young. So that's 7, 10, 12. And gear changes. Correct answer, yes. I remember that. I don't know why I remember that. Because when I made my spring racing song, I said the Raiders will be wobbling. And I had the De Graves steward's vision of it laying on top of Think and Fly. That's how I remember that race. Who rode De Graves? Was it Jai McNeil? I hope it's Jai McNeil, because that would be a great guess. What am I doing? Gear changes. Think and Fly. What about those gear changes? Blinkers off, crossover noseband on, earmuffs off, lugging bit off, tongue tie on. That's surely got to do something. I'm going to put it up to a 3. Well done, Think and Fly. A wash, blinkers first time, always good. I'm bringing that up to a 26. Move for Lex, gelded, always good as well. I'm moving that up to 26. And Aquilion. Slightly 5. Just checking. Alright. Is that it? No. We're going to do speed map. Not forgetting that again. 5 viewers now. They've all come back. Samedi. Don't know about that map. I'm going to give it a 30. Move for Lex. Also don't know too much about that map, so I'm going to bring it back down to 22. Star Vega and Fighting Arrow have got a task or two ahead of them. And maybe a wash, just down slightly to 24. All right, there we go. Wasn't McNeil? Ah, I thought it was. I'll be interested to see who it is, though. 7. Race number 7. We're very close to the end. 8:14:81. 12:16. 126. 5.5. 101. 3.1. 8. 151.67. Well, so Star Vega, I've rated a 60 to 1 chance, and it's $7. Move for Lex under the odds. We already discussed that. Blue Cup 8 is a big number, so that might be each way in my staking plan. And Samedi, who I've marked favourite, and it's also overs. Did Will Price ride? I didn't know it was Will Price. Alright. That surprised me a bit. Will Price rode De Graves against Think and Fly. Well, I guess they would have taken the claim. It did have a claim. It ran below the minimum. Yep, I believe you. It was Will Price. Okay, that's race 7 out of the way. Last race. Woohoo. We are almost there. This race is going to be even as well. Lang Park, I'm only giving a 16. Dugan's Design, nah, 4. Unlikely. Walter Spur, just slightly higher than Lang Park. I'm going to give it a 20. Abaddon, nah, 8. Shambo, nah, 8. The Marg Factor. It ran a 38.5 for one of its races, so I want to see what it did there. The Marg Factor. Probably it was for its run behind Far Flung at Mooney Valley. So how do we rate that? I guess it's pretty good. But its last start run was a 33. That was here. That's where it disappointed. I'm going to give it a 32. I'm going to be risky and give it a 32. It's probably paying 20 to 1, but I'm happy to give it a 32. Where are we up to? Catering. I want to check that horse. Rated probably off this run in the Warrnambool Carnival behind Our August Rose. Ran last start, probably ran up to its mark, so I'm going to give it a 16. Designer Dreamer. That horse has been going around for a while. No, I don't see it. Maybe a 6. Flying Concello. 12. Getting up there. Pink Beauty. I'll give it an 8. Vienna Vixen. My Eustace horse. I remember that. And it's actually been pretty good, except for last start, where I don't know what went wrong, but we're about to find out. It ran below par at Flemington v its market expectations, so I'm going to scrap that run and say it should be running 37, so I'm going to give it a 24. Miss Millhouse, to 8. Black Zeus, I think that's a Jerome Hunter horse. Might give it a 4. And Tango Jewel, give a 10 to be different. Alright, I've marked the favourite at 550, so this race is also open. Enhanced form. That was the last of the ratings for tonight's framing markets. Heffel, Car, Heffel, Zara, Car, Nugent. 7, 3, 7, 10, 13. 3, 7, 10, 13. Trainer rating. We're going Payne, Mar Eustace, Hayes, 1, 9, 11. 1, 9, 11. Gear changes. We're done with the ratings. We're done with the trainer and jockey stuff. Last of the gear changes. Last of the speed maps. Blinkers first time, Vienna Vixen. Love that. That's going straight up to a 36. Winkers first time for Miss Millhouse. That's going up to a 12. I like that too. Speed map time. Marg factor. No. It is 20 to 1. I just guessed that. Marg factor's 20 to 1. Okay. Nah. Poor map. Don't like it. That's going back down to 24. It'll still be over the odds. Shambo. Yeah. Shambo and Black Zeus are going to get downgrades. I'm going to go catering as well. We're going to get a little bit of a downgrade to 18. Dugan's design might face a... Nah, actually, you know what? I'll keep it at that. Let's go to the market. I've marked Lang Park at $10, and it's actually a pretty good horse. So, yeah, it's $2.90. Okay, so... the ratings say it's no good thing for its price, so I'm happy to back that. Mark Zara doesn't often ride for Gavin Bedgegood. Well, I mean, he did ride Just Folk in the... What was it? The Eclipse Stakes? But apart from that, he doesn't usually ride for those colours, which I'm going to take note of. Alright. That's it. So, green Vienna Vixen. Green Marg Factor. Red Lang Park. So what we're going to do is on next week's Framing Markets video, we're going to review all the greens and reds from the previous week, which will be for this upcoming Wednesday. And we'll see how we went. So we can do a bit of a review and learn and do all that. So it's time for the staking plan now. So what I'm going to do is I want to only put things in the staking plan that are nailed and are trustworthy. Like, for example, the Marg Factor, I had to sort of guess its number here because of its rating that it had done in a different run, but its most recent run wasn't great. So I sort of had to guess a little bit. And I could be off because that's just my opinion. So I want to do things, just put things in the staking plan that are nailed. So I can't even remember what we did for race 1 now, but we'll see what we did. Oh yeah, Quaff Tide. It's 50 to 1. I will put that in the staking plan because it's the only one that's a positive. So let's have 0.25 units each way on number 7. That's a start. Alright, what about in this race? Oh yes, I'm pretty keen on this one actually. Put it down here. I'm going to have 2 units the win on hashtag 12 Princess Pia. That's probably my best of the day. Race 3. Is there anything in the staking plan here? Maybe not. Because even though I've rated Sparkling Blue over the odds, it might just be in there for a run because its best form's been over 12, 1400. This is only 1,000. No staking plan for race 3. Race 4, I'm happy to have 1 unit the win on number 3. I'm happy to have Do I have 0.25 units each way or 0.5 units each way on Face the Jury? Maybe because I've rated it so low, I have 0.5 units each way on number 12. Race 5, Galactic Fury has been marked over the odds. Do I put it in the staking plan? I want to only do things that are nailed. And I know Galactic Furies, I think it's got trustworthy ratings, but I'll come back to that race. Race 6. You know what? Because it only finished about 2 lengths off Musgrave last start, and Musgrave is $4.80 and it's $34, I might have 0.25 units each way on number 6. Okay, race 7. Samidi's got the top weight. Has it got Damon Lane? Yeah. It's drawn wide with a big weight. Do I really want to risk it? Even though I've got it in a big green, do I really want to risk it? I don't know. Blue Cup looks a little bit over the odds though. I think I'm doing too many that each way, small each ways. Do I put that in the staking plan? Let me come back to that. But race 8, I know I will because I'm pretty keen on Vienna Vixen. I'm actually going to have one... Oh. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have 1 unit each way on Vienna Vixen. I'm doubting myself now. I'm really doubting myself now. But you know what? We'll stick with it. Mark Factor. Only doing things that are nailed. Not going to rush into the Mark Factor. It's also drawn the car park. Because I skipped past race 7, I'm just not going to fill that in. Race 5 I said I'd come back to, but not going to fill that in. Because I think first guess is the best guess. Your first guess is usually the right one. And I chose to look past it. So I'm just going to look past it. So, overall, we've got 0.5, 2.5, 4.5, 5, 7. So a 7 unit spend and a lot each way, a lot of each ways, which we might have to review next week and we can make adjustments. I'm not confident that this will work, but we're going to go for it anyway and see how we go. It's all about learning. We'll see how we go. There's not much else to say. Thank you everyone for watching this Framing Markets video. Hopefully all my horses that I've put in my staking plan have got up by the time you watch this on Wednesday night or Thursday morning if you rewatch it again. And until next week's Framing Markets video, next Monday night, bye for now.